Not moving.
Guys, come on.
Come on, come on.
Guys, everybody's going to get the shot.
Mike's got to be close.
Everybody good?
Mike's a little lower.
Lower the mics, please.
Thank you.
As you guys heard from our university earlier today, we are in the process of appealing the decisions made by the NCAA. With that, I cannot say very many things about the investigation or the decisions, but I can say to and remind our fans and everyone involved in the USC program that USC is an extremely powerful place. It's an extremely powerful university. It's an extremely powerful football program. USC has gone through a lot before. As we look over the history of things that had happened here before, as you go back to 1980, USC over a 4-year span had a 3-year postseason ban, not playing a bowl game for 3 of those 4 years. After that, the next season, USC went on to win the Pac-10, went on to win the Rose Bowl, and 4 of the next 6 years went to the Rose Bowl. So USC's been through a lot before. We will continue to play championship football. We will continue to recruit the best players in America to come here.
Lane, what do you think it's going to do to your recruiting?
I don't think it's going to have an impact on our recruiting. We've talked to a lot of people, from our team to our signees to recruits, and we do not feel an impact at all because USC is still USC. We're still going to play an extremely high level of football. They still get a great education as they come to USC, and I don't feel an impact at all so far today, talking to a lot of people, talking to our staff, and a lot of different kids, and I don't think it will in the future.
Since the restriction on scholarships is for next year, do you plan on signing some more kids this year?
No, we don't. We think that we have a great class coming in. It's been referred to as the #1 class in the country. We're excited to get those guys onto our team and continue to stay with our goal that we always talk to our players about. That's to win every game that we play.
How would you characterize asking out of their commitments, asking out of their letters?
No, I'm not. We've had contact with a number of our signees today. A number of their families have had great response from them about their excitement about joining our program and about continuing USC's championship level of play.
Some of your players have said today that, you know, they're a little disappointed, disheartened that the actions of former players now kind of comes down on them. What do you have to say to that?
Well, I can't really get into that because that goes back to talking about this situation and investigation. So I can't really respond to that except for saying that we're excited about our current team, excited about the season coming up, get to work with them, get to add all these freshmen to the group, and continue our goal.
What would you tell the team and how would you characterize their reaction?
I told the team, and I made sure that they understood, you know, that this is something happening to them that's adversity. And football, we talk to them all the time, is about adversity just like life. And so it's how you deal with adversity. And so our older players have played in a lot of bowl games. Our 5th-year seniors, who there's a number of them, have won 4 bowl games already, played in 3 Rose Bowls, 3 Rose Bowl championships. And so don't worry about what they can't control. And in the meantime, we'll appeal this.
Given what the report said about Todd McNair, ethics, will he remain on your staff?
Yeah, same thing. I can't comment on the report. Any questions about Todd McNair, Todd and his attorney will be answering.
How would you characterize the punishment?
Well, I take the same stance as our university, that there is some guilt in some of the penalties, but the punishment is too severe, and that's why the appeal process is taking place.
Have you been, I know juniors and seniors can be released because of the 2-year nature of the postseason ban. Have you been contacted by any other schools that they want to recruit any of your juniors and seniors?
No, we have not.
Have you spoken to any of those guys about their concerns, about the possibility of that? Is that a concern to you?
Well, we talked about a lot of stuff in our team meeting today. Talked about where we're going from here. Talking about everybody together. And, you know, if someone wants to leave the best place in the country to play football, you know, we won't stop them.
Do you feel like you were misled at all about how severe these penalties could be when you were thinking about taking this job?
Oh, I'm not really going to get into that because that kind of goes into the investigation and goes into this whole process. Except to say that I'm extremely excited to be here, and we're still at the best place in America to coach football. I know that we have a great staff and a great roster of players, and we'll continue to recruit championship players here.
Lane, if you had to characterize between 3rd and short and 3rd and long this appeals process and the chances of getting it reduced or lessened in some regard, what would you characterize it as, and how long what's your understanding of how long the process can take?
Well, it can take a while. I've been told anywhere up to 9-10 months the process could take. So once again, we've been through 4 years. We'll be going through 9 more months of this. As far as winning the appeal, I'm very confident in our administration and their plan that they're going to put together just to put all the information out there of why these penalties were too severe.
Elaine, if you have to go through a couple of seasons with 65 or 70 players on scholarship playing 12 teams with 85 scholarships, how big of an issue is that injury-wise, physically, that kind of thing? How do you handle that?
Well, it just makes us have to make sure that we're evaluating even better than we have and make sure that we continue to bring in great players. And if we don't get to bring in as much as everybody else, we'll deal with that when it comes. And like I said, we can't control what the outcome will be, and whatever it is, we'll put our team together and go from there.
But Lane, isn't part of your recruiting process saying to a player, you're going to have the opportunity to battle for a national championship every year? And you can't say that at this point. So,
well, if you're talking about as talking to recruits right now, there's an appeal process coming up. Even if you lost the appeal, that would be 1 year that a recruit couldn't play in a bowl game their first year, which half the players redshirt anyway. So I think the type of player that we recruit at USC and their dedication towards being a great student and a great player, I think at the end, when it comes time to sign the papers of where to go, I don't think having to miss 1 game is going to make a kid decide not to come to USC.
Our last question, guys.
So, Coach, you were here during the Bush era.
The other ones were real easy right there. And this was the
What
last
did
one.
you know and when did you know?
I didn't know anything about this. And as you read through whatever it was, 78 pages, as I did last night, not one time is my name mentioned in there. So I knew nothing about any of these accusations.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Freddie, I'm right behind.